Hey guys, what is going on? inceptionxx here, and today I'm going to be telling you guys why I use the specific players that I do in my squads. So the main reasons why I use the specific players in my team is because I think that they are the best players in each position to help me out and basically play the way that I want to play the game. So I'm going to tell you guys what I like, but keep in mind that everybody's opinions of players that are good and players that are bad are to their own. And the reason why I use the players for the team that I have is because I like the players the way that they are. So a lot of things have to be taken into account when you're making a team. One thing's for sure is that chemistry is a big factor. Now, you want to try to make a perfect team, but you want to try to make a team that can also have chemistry. Like I have in this team a Chelsea team, an Italian league team, and a Bundesliga team, all in one, basically in three hybrids. And the reason why I did this is because they are the best players that I can think of in each position for the chemistry that I can deal with. So for instance, I have Vidal right now who's on 7 chemistry, and I have Royce who's on 7 chemistry. Royce is not a problem on 7 chemistry because he's a god as a striker. Vidal is not a problem on 7 chemistry because he's amazing in the midfield as well. He gets 2+ pace and 1+ shooting, so he almost has 80+ and everything. Now I understand that you can put Vidal where Muller is, but I don't want to do that because Vidal is a defensive type of player, and that's why I keep him there. But we'll go on to that. So the way that I see things in this game, for instance, with the goalkeeper, is that what you're gonna want is a tall goalkeeper. Now I'm thinking 6'4" or higher. Begovic is 6'7". His goalkeeper stats are great, but they're not like the best that it can be. For instance, in the future, I might upgrade to a Courtois because Courtois is tall. He has great goalkeeper stats. He's fast. He can kick the ball well, and he has a long throw trait. A long throw trait is a very important trait, in my opinion. That's why I use Handanovic in my other team, but I'll get onto that soon. So the way my two center backs are now in this game, people really focus a lot on physical and pace. Now, in this game, it's actually kind of different. Like, you want more defending than you want more physical, but you want to have both. And what I mean by that is that I have Bonucci, for instance, right? Bonucci has 73 pace and 88 defending with the card that I put on him, but he has 81 physical. Because his physical is already 81, I don't feel the need to upgrade it because it's already good, right? I feel like when you're at a minimum of at least 76, 77 physical, you're fine because defending is where it's at. Defending is your sliding tackles, your standing tackles, the way you intercept the ball. It's those kind of things that you want in this game, especially the interceptions part, because the interceptions part is like probably one of the most vital things you're going to really want in your center back. So that's why I use the two center backs that I do. Cahill has 76 physical. I think that's fine. So I upgrade his pace and his defending just in case somebody passes him and I want to catch up to the person. He has 89 defending now, and Bonucci has 88 now. Now with the fullbacks, I feel like this is not the best example because Abate is a really good player. Don't get me wrong. He has the pace, he has the decent physical, and he has a decent defending. But the thing about him is that he has high and medium work rates. If he was high and high work rate wise, he would have been a really good player. I prefer to use a player like Lechsteiner. If I'm going to have to choose between Abate and a Lechsteiner, I'd probably choose a Lechsteiner. If you guys don't know, Lechsteiner is this player right here. He has 83 pace, 80 defending, and 79 physical. He's a very physical type of player in the game. Like, you can kind of notice it because he's 5'11", but he seems to be like a bigger type of player. Like, he has more of a stature than Abate does, right? Abate does have the pace, which is great, but Lechsteiner has the high work rates to allow him to run back more than Abate would. But considering the chemistry between these two teams, I have to use Abate. Now, I could have used Lechsteiner, but Parolo would have been lower on chemistry, right? So that's why you have to really consider what you're doing with your team to the best of your ability. So that's why I'm using Abate right here. If I can put someone with high work rates there, I would, but I'm not saying Abate is not a good player because he's a great player. He's amazing to have. His pace does help a lot. His defending helps a lot, and his physical helps a lot. And he's also very good dribbling with the ball because he has 76 dribbles, so he can dribble with the ball very nicely and, you know, intercept the ball nicely because he has decent dribbling as well. Azpilicueta is another kind of example that's like good but not good. Now I'm going to explain why. He has 83 pace and 87 defending with the card that I put on him. The only problem that I have with him is that he's right-footed. You really want a left-footed player on the left side if you can, but Azpilicueta is a great defender, probably one of the best in the game. But the only problem is that like there's a lot of situations where I want to pass with the left foot, but since his passing is 74 and his weak foot is at 3-star, it's not always going to be consistent like it would be if I were to have, say, an Alexandro there, right? Like I like using Alexandro. He's a really good player to use. Again, work rates, I wish he had high, but he's a very, very solid fullback to have. But Azpilicueta is very good defensively, and he's fast enough, and he feels like a Lechsteiner because he's a physical type of player, and he can outbody and run towards someone who's trying to get through on goal. So with the CDMs, I want you guys to keep in mind that the reason why I'm using them again is because I'm a very specific type of person when I play FIFA. Like I really like to have specific type of players, and they're the best that I can go with in terms of chemistry and what I like, right? So Ramirez, great player. Shooting sucks, but everything else outweighs it because he's already a really good player. He has high work rates. He runs like a horse. He runs everywhere. He's an amazing player to have, so I love to have him. I understand on this side over here where Parolo is, people would say Marquisio. I have Marquisio right over here. He's in another team, which is why I'm using Parolo in this team. But Parolo is actually a very solid player as well because with the card that I put on him, he has 80 defending with 77 pace. Now keep in mind that with the CDMs, I don't only think defensive wise, I think attacking wise too, because if you only think defensive wise, it's just not going to work out for you. For instance, where Ramirez is, if you put Matic eventually will have to attack, right? And Matic is not the type of player to attack, nor does he have enough pace to come back on defense and try to get the ball. I think he's too slow. A lot of people will think differently, but I honestly think that the pace still matters with the CDMs. You need at least minimum 75, in my opinion. With Matic, it just wouldn't work for me because I think he's a very sluggish player to try to use. He's very, very good defensively, don't get me wrong, but attacking wise, he's just not going to be that good because he just doesn't feel right to attack. And you're going to want that in your teams. You're going to want your defensive mid to have an attacking mind as well because he's going to do it eventually. Even if he has medium high work rates, he will still attack because he does still have medium attacking work rates. So he's going to go up eventually, even if you tell him to stay back. So if I'm going to give you perfect examples of what types of CDMs you're going to want, I would say Marquisio because he's almost a perfect player. The card I put on him is Shadow because it'd be nice to upgrade his defending by 3 and his pace by 3 because, like I said, he attacks eventually. You can even do shooting and defending. I'm not sure if there's a card for that, but you can do that as well. But I'd rather have the pace for him so he can come back on defense. And Nangolan. Nangolan is fantastic as well. He's basically a perfect player. I put Shadow on him as well so that he can be good defensively. If you guys don't like these type of players like Nangolan and Marquisio, I love them. But if you don't like them, make sure that your defensive mid actually has good defending stats. For instance, Ramirez has 80 over here, and so is Parolo. Parolo has 80. If you put like Guarin there, for instance, it's not really going to work out. And the reason being is because I think Guarin has like 70 defending, so he's not actually a CDM. He's more like a extra cam or center mid that you have in your team. But you don't really want that if you're going to use this formation with these two CDMs, right? So that's why I don't use Guarin anymore. I used to use him, but I kind of start to realize that like he needs to have defensive stats if he's going to be my CDM. So now at the front four, you guys already know with my finishing tutorial that I highly recommend your strikers to be 4-star and 4-star in weak foot and in skill moves. And the reason why I want him to be 4-star in skill moves is because of the scoop turn. The scoop turn is so good in this game, it's unbelievable. It helps you position yourself to try to score a finesse shot or even a power shot. It's a really good skill move. If you guys don't know how to do it, all you have to do with 4-star, you're jogging or you're stopped on the spot, you do a fake shot. 4-star for your strikers, 100%. I wouldn't have it any other way. No 3-star, 4-star, no 4-star, 3-star, nothing. It has to be 4-star for me. If they don't have 4-star, I'm not using them. Higuain, Lewandowski, I'm not using those players. Another thing too, a lot of players in this game think that pace isn't as important anymore, but there's a lot of moments where it is, especially for your striker. Like I like Jackson Martinez, but I didn't because he wasn't fast enough. For instance, I think it's Benzema on my other team. Benzema has 83 pace. If I give him Catalyst, it's going to up his passing and his pace. So he's going to have 86 pace, right? Same thing with Royce. Royce, I would rather prefer over Benzema and Jackson Martinez any day of the week because Royce is absolutely fantastic in this game. Can finish really well with both feet, dribbles really nicely with the ball, passes with the ball really nicely. He's just a solid player to have in general. So I would highly recommend getting someone like Royce, like Aguero, Royce, which is him. You could even try Schürrle. I haven't tried Schürrle yet in this game, but he might actually be pretty sick because he's good with both feet. I think he has decent finishing, if I remember correctly, and he's really good on the ball as well for me. But a lot of people don't like him, so again, it's all opinion based. Now for the rest of the three players. The rest of the three players, again, you guys have to understand that it's really down to chemistry, right? It's down to having the best chemistry that you can have in your teams. Normally, with a cam, I'm going to show you guys a better example. I like to have a person like Mertens and sometimes Griezmann. I think if I'm going to be more specific, I'd probably go with Menez and Mertens on the sides. But understand that I have this team right here because of chemistry reasons, right? And because they're all good. There's not one player I don't like, right? You want to have someone who's strong foot if their strong foot is with the right foot, you want them to be on the left side as a cam position. If their strong foot is a left foot, you want them to be on the right side in that cam position. Because, like I said to you guys before in the finishing tutorial, finessing in this game is everything. If you can finesse really well in this game with power and with accuracy, like Mertens and Griezmann can, they're going to be great players. I would try my hardest to make the cams have 4-star, 4-star to the best of your ability. If you can't, it's understandable because of chemistry reasons, right? But I would go for that. 4-star, 4-star, again, is the way to go. The scoop turn is really nice to have. And the passes for your cam is so vital. When you don't really have a weak foot that's good, your passing is not going to be as consistent as your strong foot with your weak foot because it's not 4-star. So again, try to do it to the best of your ability. So for instance, over here we have Aubameyang and then we have Muller. Muller is not the paciest type of player, but he's fantastic off the ball and on the ball. So I basically cancel out the fact that he's not that fast and he has a very good weak foot. His work rates are amazing. He has high work rates, so he runs back and forth like crazy because he has like 91 stamina. So he's very solid to have on your team if you want someone who just works like crazy, like Ramirez. Ramirez works like crazy as well. I have Aubameyang on the left side because he's right-footed. Aubameyang has a trait where he has finesse shots and a power shot, right? So if he cuts in and I do a ball roll with him and he finesses it, if he's in a good position, he's going to score every single time because he's just so solid on his right. Now, with his left foot, it's different because he's 3-star weak foot. But understand that I have him because of the chemistry with Royce. He has to have that green link, right? Or else he wouldn't have this chemistry with Ramirez. He doesn't have it, but the green link allows him to get the full chemistry that he currently has. He has 10, right? I don't understand, again, Vidal switching with Muller, he'll get 10, and so will Muller. I understand that, but I'd rather have Vidal in the middle, so that's why I keep him there. Aubameyang could pass the ball in a decent way. He's not amazing at it, so if I'm running down the left side, I can't really pass with his left, but I can. So it's like, it's very 50-50. It's like, if I know I'm facing the direction directly to make the pass, I know that he's going to do a really good pass with his left foot. But if he's kind of out of position and he's off balance and you try to do a pass with his left foot, it's not going to be that good because he has 3-star weak foot. So it's just not going to really work out the way you want it to. Whereas if you're passing out with his right foot, since it's his dominant foot, it's going to work out better because he's facing in the direction, right? And his dominant foot is the right foot. So his pass will be really good majority of the times, even though it's at 75, right? Even though I think I gave him a card as well. Yeah, he has 3+ passing and 3+ dribbling. He's fantastic. Every time he's in front of the net and on his right side, he always scores. So at the end of this video, all I really want to tell you guys is that every single stat matters. Do not just look at the card. Don't look at this and be like, okay, he has the pace, he's got the defending, he's got the physical, he's a great player. Boom, that's it. No, you need to go on like a FIFA website. You need to go on Foothead. You need to go on Footwiz. Any of these types of website that tells you the specific stats that you want for your players. One big one for your center backs, you need interceptions. That's all I want to say. Interceptions, it needs to be decent at least, right? And not even like 79s, 80s. No, it needs to be like 84s, 85s, 86 because the interceptions of this game is like OP. Well, it's not OP. If you make a shitty pass, the center back is going to intercept it. So make sure you look at every single detail. I can't explain every single detail because the way that I play may be different to the way that you play. So you have to really see what you like in this game and realize that this detail is really important. This detail is really important. For instance, like I explained with Muller. Muller has high attacking work rates. He has really good stamina. He can shoot the ball really well. He's great on the ball. He's great off the ball. Like there's so many different things than just looking at the card and be like, wow, that's a great base stat. Like you can't do that. You need to look at the specific things. I'm very specific with the players that I choose. There's a lot of different factors that makes me choose a player. The two teams that I made are the perfect ones so far for the money that I want to spend and the different scenarios. CDM's attacking, Cam's actually trying to score, strikers being 4-star, center backs having great defensive stats, fullbacks having good work rates with defensive and physical stats, with pace. Lot of different things, man, but that's something you really gotta understand yourself. I'm telling you guys what I like, right? I'm telling you guys what I like, but it's way more than what I'm explaining you right now. So you still need to kind of have your own way of playing and figure out what you want. Do you want a solid CDM and not care about him attacking? That's down to you, man. I'd rather have my CDMs be good at attacking and defending, but if you want a more dominant defender than an attacker in terms of your CDM, that's up to you. Everybody's different in the way that they play FIFA. Make your teams to the best of your ability. That's all I gotta say. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this video helped you out. There's a lot of different things with players that you guys need to understand as you play the game. You need to play it to understand it to the best of your ability. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, please drop a thumbs up on it. I'll see you guys in the stream or the next vid. Enjoy your day. Peace.